Don LaGreca with ESPN FM New York on 104.5 The Team, your home for New York sports. And Don, I was listening to you right here on 104.5 The Team, your home for Jets football. I was listening to you last night on the postgame show regarding Rex Ryan's future. You have the Jets fans saying, look, just let the guy go now. With the record with one win right now, he doesn't need to be here. What's your take on Rex Ryan's future in New York and the way this team played last night?
Well, I don't think he's going anywhere during the season. That would be completely unfair. You take a look at the two games that they lost against Denver and New England, and for anybody to pin it on Rex Ryan, he just isn't paying attention to the games. He had great game plans in both. He just didn't have the talent to execute, and that's been the theme of this season. You look at blowing the lead against Green Bay. You look at lost opportunities against Chicago and Detroit. This team has only been killed by one team, and that's San Diego, and I thought they bounced back well with their desire and their passion and their engagement in the games against Denver and New England, and that's a testament to the coach. Now, I don't know if he's going to get fired or not at the end of the season. If this is a disastrous 3 or 4 win campaign, it's going to be difficult to bring him back. But, you know, I ask you, if this team let's say they win 5 of their last 9 or 6 of their last 9, which is definitely doable, and this team finishes 6-10 and 7-9, can you with a straight face fire him and say he didn't get the most out of the talent that he had? I mean, this is a talent issue, and if he's able to squeeze 6-7 wins out of this talent, I think that's a tremendous job.
But what do you attribute the total failure in the red zone to?
Well, a lot of it is talent. Because remember, they don't have any big receivers. Their tallest receiver is David Nelson, who's 6'4", and he's not that very good. You've got Amaro in there, who I think is a big receiver. He's a rookie. And then you've got, short kind of receivers in Curley. And when you get into the red zone, that's an advantage for the defense because there's less ground to cover. And they just can't find guys to make moves to get open. You look at the 3rd and 19 touchdown that Brady threw to Amendola. I mean, that's Amendola making a play, running a great route, making a terrific catch, and also having a Hall of Fame quarterback throwing him the football. I mean, do the Jets have the ability to do that in the red zone? Can they execute a fade? Can they get separation? Can they run routes that can make defensive backs confused? No, they don't. I mean, so, listen, Rex has made his share of mistakes. I'm not going to sit here and say that coaching doesn't have something to do with it. I'm sure Marty Mornhinweg has left a lot to be desired during the course of this season with some of the play calls, but I just look at a lack of ability for receivers to get open, to stretch the field, to make people miss. I mean, that's how you win in this league, and the Jets just don't have that.
Don LaGreca, co-host of the Michael Kay Show on ESPN Radio 98.7, joining us on 104.5 The Team.
They were dominating the physical run game last night, and they seemed to get away from that once they got close to the end zone. Was that Marty Mornhinweg's play call? What was going on there?
I would like to have seen more of Chris Ivory, but, I need to find out. We're going to talk to Rex sometime, later on today. You saw Chris Ivory miss a series, and you wonder, can he run with that ability constantly? But, listen, every play, and my partner, Greg Buttle, who you've listened to, and he says play calling is so overrated. And here's what he means by that is that every play is drawn up to work. It's just that the players need to go out there and execute it. And I think sometimes they don't have the ability to be creative because of the talent. And I'd like to see more running the football, but, at some point you're going to have to throw. At some point you're going to get in those 3rd and long situations. And I'm just not sure if just constantly running Chris Ivory all the time. Maybe there should be more creativity, but is that because he just doesn't trust the players to be able to execute that kind of creativity? It's a chicken or the egg question that's tough to answer.
Don LaGreca, co-host of the Michael Kay Show on ESPN Radio 98.7 FM, also on New York Jets Radio right here on 104.5 The Team. Don, Geno Smith, a decision is also going to have to be made about him at some point after the season, along with Rex Ryan, John Idzik, everybody else. I mean, so far, last night, Geno's performance was not bad, was it?
No, I don't think so. I thought he ran well. He used his legs to execute some 3rd and long situations. I thought his touchdown pass to draw them within 2 before the 2-point conversion was an excellent execution of the pass. He is what he is. He's a second-year quarterback that is still a bit of a project. But you're right. They're going to have to make a decision at the end of the year. Do we need another quarterback? Do we need to put better talent around him? They've got $21 million under the cap, and some of that's going to go to Wilkerson. But they've got to go out and get him weapons. But you do take the chance of maybe getting him weapons and realizing that he's not the next great quarterback. So they've got to make some decisions. But I saw enough in the last couple of weeks, in the second half against Denver, and at times in the game last night, that he can be a pretty good quarterback. And I also know that it wasn't all him last year. But remember, that was supposed to be a 3-4 win team last year, and they finished 8-8. And give the kid credit for navigating some of those late victories against New England and Tampa Bay. So I think he's worth another shot next season. I think he's worth a shot with some talent around him.
Great stuff. If you don't hear Don LaGreca on the Jets pre- and post game, you should, right here on 104.5 The Team. Your home for New York sports. Don LaGreca of ESPN Radio 98.7 in New York. And I got to ask you, Don, I know you're a Giants fan. If you don't mind, we want you back at 6:15. I want to ask you if you believe the Giants can win in Dallas. Can you join us again at 6:15?
You bet.